Hi, I'm Ken, and welcome to my channel, Endurance Sweat. The profile on the Zwift game screen minimap is probably the least understood game screen element. Your position on the profile can be very hard to see. Certainly, it's almost impossible to see the triangle inside the icon to determine which way it's moving. And that's why I've shown it here with a magnifying glass. Sometimes it moves right to left, and other times it moves left to right. Why? And the profiles can change rapidly with seemingly no explanation. Let's watch a short video to illustrate these issues. Here we're riding on the Castle Crit route. First up on the map, we're on the extreme right-hand side. So it starts out moving left to right, and now quickly left to right. And now quickly again another profile left to right. And watch here, it jumps and now we're moving right to left. And then again left to right, but slowly. So what's going on? I'll try to demystify that for you. In doing so, I'll explain the concept of Zwift roads and how routes are assembled from those roads, and the fundamentals of the profiles. At the end of this, the profiles won't be any better, but you'll have an understanding of how to interpret them, and you may be just a little less frustrated with the Zwift MiniMap profiles. There's a lot to cover, so let's get right to it. So let's start with what I call Zwift roads. In the first example is a road that connects from Ocean Boulevard to the Fuego Flats Titans Grove loop. It's 1.3 kilometers long and has a minimum and maximum elevation of 0 and 12 meters. And then on the right-hand side of the screen, we have a loop that consists of Fuego Flats and Titans Grove. And it's 19.2 kilometers long, has a minimum and maximum elevation of 12 meters and 82 meters. I'm actually surprised with this one. I thought there would be one road for Fuego Flats and another road for Titans Grove. But in fact, it's one big loop, one big Zwift road. One thing I want to point out, the map profiles for each of these sections are shown underneath the maps. Even though the connecting road is 1.3 kilometers long, and the Fuego Flats Titans Grove road is 19.2 kilometers long, the map profiles are the same width. So you can tell the map profiles, the scale of them changes from road to road. They're always the same width, even though they can represent drastically different distances. Let's go on and look at a few more examples. Here's two more examples I'm sure you'll recognize. On the left-hand side, we have the Epic KOM. It starts at Ocean Boulevard, goes up to the Epic KOM banner, does not include the loop up to the radio tower. That's a separate road, and then goes back down to Ocean Boulevard. It's 17.8 kilometers long, and the maximum elevation is 374 meters. Then there's Alpe Zwift. It starts from the Mayan Jungle Road, and of course goes up to the Alpe Zwift banner. That road is 13.4 kilometers long with a maximum elevation of 1,047 meters. What I'd like you to notice is on the profiles shown below. The maximum height of a profile for the Epic KOM on the profile and on the profile for the Alpe Zwift, they seem about the same height, even though one is a maximum elevation of 374 meters and the other one is 3 times as high, 1,047 meters. Previously, I mentioned how the horizontal scale for distance can change from road to road. And here, I'd like you to notice that the vertical scale for the height can change dramatically from road to road. They're not to scale, but they do give you an indication when the road rises or descends. Now, a few more examples, and then I'll use these to illustrate how a route is assembled. On the left-hand side is the hilly loop. It's 9 kilometers long. Minimum elevation of 1 meter, maximum elevation of 58 meters. It's all one Zwift road. In this case, the hilly loop also happens to be a route. And then we have the Zwift Road Ocean Boulevard. It is a Zwift road. It's 5.6 kilometers long and has a minimum and maximum elevation of -5. You go through a tunnel underwater, and a maximum elevation of 15 meters. And now 3 more Zwift roads, and then we'll use them to show how a Zwift route is assembled. On the left-hand side, we have the connecting road to the Volcano Flat Road. It's 0.7 kilometers with an elevation of 10 meters. We have the Volcano Flat Road. It's 4 kilometers with a minimum and maximum elevation of 2 and 15 meters. And then we have another connecting road leaving the Volcano Flat Road and going to the Italian villas. And it's 1.5 meters long with a min and max elevation of 1 and 11 meters. Okay, let's assemble that route for you. So let's have a look at the Beach Island Loop, which is 12.8 kilometers long and goes around counterclockwise. The Beach Island route takes in 6 different roads. It starts off on the Hilly Loop Road, then transitions to a connecting road to the Volcano Island, and then takes a portion of the Volcano Island Road before transitioning to the connecting road over the land bridge to the Italian villas, then back onto the Hilly Loop Road, and then a small connecting road between 2 legs of the Hilly Loop Road, back onto the Hilly Loop Road before connecting to Ocean Boulevard. And it stays on Ocean Boulevard for quite a while then, before finishing up on Hilly Loop Road. So you're using 6 different roads. And keep in mind that each time you go on to a different road, you're presented with the profile for that particular road. So the profile that you're seeing changes quite often. It can be quite confusing. Now, wouldn't it be nice if instead we were presented with one profile for the whole route? And here I'm showing the profile from Zwift Hub for the Beach Island Loop. But that's not the way it is. Because you see, Zwift doesn't know if you'll divert from the route. So instead, they present you with a profile for each road. One important element to understand when looking at route profiles, when the route profile is changing rapidly, is how Zwift assembles routes connecting from one road to another with short road transitions. And these road transitions have profiles of their own, even though they're quite short, typically 500, 600, 700 meters long. Here's an example. We have the connecting road to the Volcano Flat and the Volcano Flat itself. But in between these 2 routes are a transition road. It's very small. So when you're riding on this connecting road and it has its own profile, before you get onto the Volcano Flat Road, you'll go onto this transition. And the road profile will change from the connecting road profile to this very short transition road, again with its own unique profile, and then onto the Volcano Flat Road profile. But you're only on this transition road for a few hundred meters. So you'll go from one profile, then very quickly onto this transition road profile, which you'll see your position on that profile zip right across it. And then you'll transition to the road profile for the Volcano Flat. So that explains why you'll see these road profiles changing quite rapidly when you're going from one road to another. It can be confusing, but keep in mind road transitions. And here's a short video to show exactly what I've been talking about. Going from the connecting road to the Volcano Road, and between the two, the road transition. So we're riding along on the connecting road, and look at the profile circled in red. We're coming to the end of that transition. You can see the position indicator on the extreme right-hand side. And now it's flipped to the transition road. In fact, we were going from left to right, now we're going from right to left. Sorry, it hides behind the comment. And now the profile's changed to the volcano road. So 3 profiles in a short period of time. And one last thing to talk about profiles and Zwift roads. When Zwift roads are constructed, or rather programmed, the default direction of the road is clockwise. So when you're traveling on a road, or when you look at your position indicator on a profile moving from left to right, it's because you're moving in the clockwise direction on that road. And when you're moving in an anti-clockwise direction on a road, your position indicator on the profile will move from right to left. It's not always easy to know in which direction you're going because the routes on Zwift squiggle around so much. That's basically why the icon on the road profile sometimes moves left to right and other times right to left. I'd like to illustrate this on the Beach Island route. This route goes counterclockwise, but as I'm going to point out, there are some short sections that go on a road where you'll be moving in a clockwise direction. Kind of strange. So watch my pointer. So basically you're going around in a counterclockwise direction around this route. But let's have a closer look at the portion in this square. So you're coming from the volcano road on the connecting road, heading toward the Italian villas. And you're on that road and you're moving in a counterclockwise direction. So your position icon on the profile map is moving from right to left. But then you connect onto the hilly loop road. But on that road, you are now moving in a clockwise direction. So on the profile map, you'll now be moving from left to right. And then you'll move on to a connecting road between different portions of the hilly loop road. And now you'll be moving in a counterclockwise direction on that road. So now your icon on the profile map will again move from right to left. And then you'll switch back onto another section of the hilly loop road. And again, on this section, you'll be moving on that section of the road in the clockwise direction. So your avatar again will move from left to right. And then you switch back onto Ocean Boulevard. And now you're going on that road in its basic counterclock direction. So now your icon will move from right to left. It's really just crazy, but that's the way it works. So in these sections, you're going in a counterclock direction in the portions that are white, and then I've highlighted the sections in yellow where you're going in the clockwise direction. And you can see it changes from counterclockwise to clockwise to counterclockwise to clockwise to counterclockwise, all in a very short section of the road. So if you don't know what's going on, it's really confusing. But if you understand it, why, maybe not quite so frustrating. I have to wonder why Zwift just doesn't flip the profile to a mirror image when you're moving counterclockwise on a section of road. So your icon on the profile always moves from left to right. It seems easy enough to do on PowerPoint, but that's not what they do. So to summarize, I want to make 4 points. First, routes are put together with roads, or what I call roads. Profiles are associated with roads and not with routes. Transition connect roads to form routes. Then the last point I want to make, if you're going clockwise on a road, then the icon that represents you will move from left to right. And if you're going counterclockwise on a road, then the icon that represents you will move from right to left. I know this video is getting rather long, but just to close out, here's a short demo ride on that section of road in the black box. There's a lot of changes in profile in a short period of time. And I'll fast forward on the portions between the road transitions. Okay, let's get on with it. Right now, I'm on the connecting road from the volcano island. Soon I'll be making a left-hand turn onto the hilly loop. But first, the transition. So now I'm on the transition profile, moving left to right. And now I'm on the hilly loop profile, again moving left to right. Just before the bridge, I'll be making a right-hand turn. So I'm still on the hilly route profile. And now I'm on to a transition profile. And now for that profile, for that connecting road. And still moving now left to right. And now another transition profile, moving right to left. And now again on the hilly profile, moving left to right. Now again, I've switched to a transition profile, going to Ocean Boulevard. Still on the transition profile, moving right to left. Okay, and now on Ocean Boulevard profile, moving right to left. I hope I've demystified the map profile for you. It won't make the map profile any better, but hopefully you'll have a better understanding and won't be so frustrated with it. If it has helped, please give the video a thumbs up. It really does make a big difference to the channel. Subscribe and click on that notification bell. Until next time, train hard and have fun.